Welcome to the Game Recap channel. Today we will review a short summary of the game, Doom: The Dark Ages. The game begins with a conversation between a witch and priest Adu. In it, they discuss how to seize the mysterious heart. At the same time, demons attack the village of Halim on the planet Argent D'Nur. Realizing that the demons are advancing, King Novik calls for support from the main headquarters. There, his daughter Tyra reports that reinforcements can only arrive in 1 hour. Understanding that there is no time left, Tyra contacts Bishop Creed and asks to send assistance in the form of the Doom Slayer. In turn, Creed is not particularly willing to do this. However, Tyra convinces him because if this village falls, then the supplies of Argent energy will also be destroyed. After giving the order, Creed fires the Slayer into the very center of the combat operations. Upon landing, the Slayer begins to destroy all the demons in his path. Moving forward, we encounter cultists who, through sacrifices, have opened portals between hell and the human world. To end this battle, the Slayer closes the portals, destroying every demon in his way. Advancing further, the Slayer takes a seat at a cannon, using it to destroy a Titan, thereby stopping the demon offensive. After that, Creed takes the Slayer back to the ship. Next, we see Prince Azrak receiving support from Hell to destroy the Doom Slayer. Later, the Slayer's mind breaks free from control, but this is quickly noticed and the control is tightened. Immediately after this, the Slayer is sent as reinforcements to King Novik. While clearing the complex of demons, the Slayer destroys another circle of cultists. Reaching the Atlan hangar, the Slayer boards one of them and destroys all the Titans in his path. From the conversation between King Novik and Tyra, we learn that the demons have destabilized the core and it could explode at any moment. The Slayer volunteers to take the core and carry it far away from the settlement. Just as the Slayer was about to discard the core, he is attacked by a Titan. After defeating it, the Slayer shoves the core into the Titan's mouth and throws it off the cliff. When the core explodes, the Slayer jumps onto Tyra's ship, and she saves him. Afterward, we learn that Creed left the sector to avoid being caught in the blast. Next, we see an elder talking to Azrak, who no longer needs him. Before dying, the elder informs us that Azrak is hunting for the Argent Heart. To hold back the demon onslaught, the Slayer enters the fight. Clearing the castle of demons, the Slayer reaches the dragon launchpad, where a mechanical dragon named Serat flies to him. Mounting it, the Slayer takes to the sky and, activating the thrusters, flies toward another fortress. Reaching it, he destroys the enemy ships. Entering the castle, we see Azrak and the witch blocking the Slayer's path. Az reaches the Argent Heart, but King Novik appears and orders the entire complex to be detonated. In the chaos, he takes the heart and leaves the complex. In turn, Creed takes the Slayer back to his ship. Due to the destruction of the fortress, Azrak is forced to flee empty-handed. The king returns to his base with the heart, expecting an enemy advance. On Creed's ship, we see demons surrounding King Novik's base. Meanwhile, the Slayer hears the screams of people and breaks free from control. Noticing this, Creed's men try to turn the control to the maximum. However, Creed orders them to turn it off entirely. Otherwise, the Slayer will destroy them as well. After this, Creed sends the Slayer to support Novik. However, the soldiers fear the Slayer because he is now uncontrolled. In turn, the Slayer wordlessly moves toward the demons and destroys everyone in his path. Next, we see a Titan defeat an Atlan and hurl it into the energy shield, disabling it. Having destroyed this Titan and other demons, the Slayer reaches the top, where Azrak has already defeated Novik and taken the Argent Heart from him. As the Slayer moves to kill Azrak, the witch knocks him down, after which we see that the Argent Heart is empty inside. When Azrak asks the king about this, the Slayer appears on an Atlan and attacks Azrak. Taking the opportunity, the king escapes. After this, Tyra asks the Slayer for help and explains that the device controlling him is a bomb, and if he removes it, an explosion will occur. Next, we see Azrak taking control of Creed's men, and Creed is forced to defend himself. In turn, Azrak offers to rule together, after which Creed kills him. Then the Slayer turns on the power for the Giant Heart, and then together with Tyra, they descend to the basement, where she, using her powers, activates the heart and places a rune on the Slayer's shield. Creed sees this and passes the information to Azrak. Seeing this, the witch says that Tyra is the Argent Heart. However, since she does not know this, she cannot use her full power. The witch also reminds Azrak of their deal, under which he must bring the god from her world back to life. After this, the Slayer enters Hell, where he destroys all the demons in his path. To reach Azrak's citadel, the Slayer activates one of the Atlans remaining in Hell. When the Slayer enters the castle, we see that Azrak has already fled, but left his hologram, which threatens us. Having destroyed all the demons in the castle, the Slayer returns to Argent D'Nur. At the base, we realize something is wrong when a demon invasion is reported. Reaching the launchpad, the Slayer mounts Serat, and together they destroy enemy ships and the giant tentacles attacking us. After destroying all the tentacles, the portal to the unknown world closes, but a new one opens from which a tentacle emerges and takes the tower containing Creed and Tyra. The Slayer tries to follow them, but the portal closes sooner. Then the Slayer is delivered to an abandoned island where he needs to free an ancient creature. After removing the protection, the Slayer awakens the ancient creature and by firing a crossbow, fully releases it. Then the Slayer climbs onto its back and moves to another world together with it. There, the Slayer collects a relic, after using which he is eaten by the ancient creature. In turn, the Slayer destroys it from within. Having escaped, we reach the top, where we find Tyra. However, when the Slayer touches her, he is attacked by a tentacle and becomes unable to move. At that moment, Azrak appears and, with the witch's help, takes Tyra's power. After this, we see King Novik, whom Azrak approaches, throwing the Slayer's helmet down to prove his strength. Later, the Slayer wakes up in a prison powered by 3 ancient creatures. Finding no other way out, he removes the control device from himself, causing an explosion that breaks the barrier. Having freed himself, the Slayer falls into acid, which consumes him. Awakening, we see that the Slayer has become a zombie. Moving further, we realize we are in Hell. To leave it, the Slayer takes control of a ship and breaks through the gates to the world of the living at full speed. After this, we see the Night Sentinels performing a ritual of dark power to bring the Slayer back to life. They succeed, and the Slayer begins destroying demons on the way to the ship of Creed, who betrayed him. Upon reaching it, we begin a battle. After defeating Creed, the Slayer learns that Tyra is alive because Azrak needs her to maintain his power. Having obtained this information, the Slayer saws Creed apart. After this, we see that Tyra is indeed alive, and Azrak summons his army to finally destroy the people on this planet. Returning to the base, the Slayer boards King Novik's Atlan, and together they begin to fight off the demons. Seeing the Slayer, Azrak summons an old god from the witch's world. After killing it, the Slayer exits the Atlan and challenges Azrak to a fair fight. Azrak agrees, and we begin a duel. In the middle of the fight, Azrak pierces the Slayer with his weapon. To save his master, Serat attacks Azrak, giving the Slayer time to recover. Enraged by this, Azrak kills Serat, which causes the Slayer to become furious and begin his revenge. After defeating Azrak, the Slayer extracts the Argent Heart from him and strips him of his powers. Thanks to this, Tyra regains consciousness and destroys Azrak's ship. Due to the shockwave, Azrak manages to escape, while the Slayer hands the heart to the king and mourns his comrade in arms. Novik returns the heart to his daughter, and she awakens her powers. Eventually, Tyra opens a portal to Hell, and the Sentinels along with the Slayer head there. In Hell, the Sentinels distract the demons while the Slayer advances toward Azrak. At the last moment, the Slayer manages to board Azrak's ship. Reaching the main hall, we begin the final battle with Azrak and the witch. After defeating them, we see the witch's power burst forth, causing an explosion. Having survived it, the Slayer finally kills Azrak, who is left without the support of Hell. After that, the Slayer comes to the aid of the Sentinels. He drives the demons away by throwing Azrak's head to them. Returning to Argent D'Nur, the Sentinels change their outlook on life and pay tribute to the Slayer who saved them. In the finale, we see the Slayer take Creed's ship for himself and remain in Hell to continue destroying demons. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video on the Game Recap channel.